There was a couple named Anna and David who lived in London. They had been married for several years, but their relationship was falling apart. The love that once brought them together had faded into silence. They barely spoke to each other anymore. Every day felt like living with a stranger under the same roof. David worked as a consultant and traveled frequently for business. Anna stayed home, feeling more alone even when he was there. She could sense he was hiding something from her. There was a wall between them that grew taller each day. One evening, David came home and suggested they move away for a while. He had found a beautiful house in the Austrian Alps, near a small town called Hallstatt. Maybe the mountains and fresh air would help them heal. Maybe they could remember why they fell in love. Anna wasn't sure, but she agreed. She was willing to try anything to save their marriage. They arrived in Austria on a cold winter evening. The house stood alone on a hillside, surrounded by dense forests and overlooking a frozen lake. It was stunning but isolated. The nearest neighbor was miles away. As Anna walked through the front door, a chill ran down her spine. The first few days were quiet. David seemed happier, more relaxed. They took walks together, cooked meals, and tried to talk like they used to. But then strange things started happening. Anna would hear footsteps in the hallway at night when David was asleep beside her. Doors would open on their own. She would feel cold spots in certain rooms, even when the fireplace was burning. One night she woke up and saw a woman standing at the foot of their bed, dressed in white, staring at her with hollow eyes. Anna screamed. The figure vanished. David woke up confused, telling her it was just a nightmare. But Anna knew it wasn't a dream. The woman appeared again and again, in mirrors, in reflections on the windows, always watching her with a look of pure hatred. Terrified and desperate, Anna went into town and met an elderly woman named Margareta, who owned a bookshop. When Anna described what was happening, Margareta's face went pale. She told Anna that the house had a dark history. A young woman named Elise had lived there years ago. She had fallen in love with a man from England who came to Austria on business. They had a passionate affair. He promised to marry her, to take her back to England with him. But when the time came, he abandoned her without a word. Elise was heartbroken. She waited for him day after day in that house, but he never returned. Eventually, she hanged herself in the attic. Since then, people said her spirit remained, trapped by her pain and rage. Anna felt sick to her stomach. She asked Margareta if she knew the name of the man. Margareta shook her head, but she said it happened about 10 years ago. That night, Anna confronted David. She asked him directly if he had ever been to Austria before. David became defensive. He said no, but Anna could see the lie in his eyes. She pushed harder, demanded the truth. Finally, David broke down. Yes, he had been to Hallstatt before. Yes, he had met a woman named Elise. Yes, they had an affair. He had rented that same house for 3 months while working on a project. He fell for Elise, but when his work ended, he panicked. He wasn't ready for commitment. He left without saying goodbye, returned to England, and tried to forget her. He never knew what happened to her afterward. Anna was devastated. Not only had her husband lied to her, but he had brought her to the very place where he betrayed another woman, and now that woman's ghost wanted revenge. The hauntings grew worse. Objects flew across rooms. Anna was pushed down the stairs. She woke up with scratches on her arms. Elise's spirit was growing stronger, more violent. She wanted to kill Anna, to punish David by taking away the woman he married. Anna knew they had to do something. She returned to Margareta, who introduced her to Father Klaus, a priest from a nearby village who understood spiritual matters. He agreed to help. Father Klaus came to the house and performed rituals to communicate with Elise's spirit. Through his prayers and incantations, Elise's presence filled the room. The temperature dropped. Wind howled through the house, even though all the windows were shut. And then they heard her voice, broken and filled with sorrow. She spoke of her love for David, of how he promised her everything and left her with nothing. She spoke of her loneliness, her despair, and finally her death. She had been trapped in that house for 10 years, consumed by anger and heartbreak. David, trembling and in tears, apologized. He begged for her forgiveness. He admitted he was a coward, that he had been selfish and cruel. He never meant for her to suffer so much. Father Klaus told Elise that her pain was keeping her chained to this world. She needed to forgive and let go. She needed to find peace. After hours of prayer and pleading, the violence stopped. The cold lifted. Elise's spirit finally released its grip on the house and moved on. But the damage was done. Anna could barely look at David. The man she married had not only hidden a terrible secret, but had brought her into danger because of it. Their marriage, already broken, was now beyond repair. They left Austria the next week. Anna filed for divorce 3 months later. David never forgave himself, and the house on the hill stood empty once again, silent and still, holding the memory of a love that ended in tragedy.